Good afternoon, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch, and today we're going to talk about another missing woman in Colorado, and the boyfriend appears to be the person of interest. Let's talk about it. Woodland Park police are investigating the suspicious disappearance of Kelsey Berreth, 29, a flight instructor from Pueblo, Colorado. Berreth was last seen on November 22nd on surveillance camera at a Safeway store with her daughter. Cheryl Berreth, Kelsey Berreth's mother, reported her missing on December 2nd after she had contacted Patrick Frazee, the fiance of Kelsey. Frazee is the last person to have seen Kelsey when the two exchanged their one-year-old daughter. Berreth's phone pinged in Gooding, Idaho on November 25th, 3 days after she was last seen face-to-face with her fiance, Frazee. She apparently has family in Idaho. And on December 16th, police, along with 75 people, searched Frazee's 35-acre property pursuant to a search warrant on his home in Woodland Park, Colorado. Although the authorities have said that Frazee is not a person of interest in Berreth's case, he was the last person to have seen her face-to-face. Frazee has yet to sit down with investigators, according to the Woodland Park police chief. Frazee has an attorney and states that Mr. Frazee has cooperated by giving his phone as well as buccal swabs. Buccal swabs would be for DNA analysis. As of today, December 18th, police have returned to Frazee's property for a follow-up. Social Services has also been called in to investigate whether the child is in danger. Apparently, they found nothing wrong, and Frazee still keeps the one-year-old child. Let's talk straight about this, ladies and gentlemen. Frazee is going to appear with a cloud of suspicion over him as long as he continues to act as though he is not cooperating. He states through his attorney that he has provided a phone. He states that he has provided buccal swabs, but according to the police chief, he has not spoken with them. And when the police chief is publicly asking for him to talk, that means they really want to talk with him. Now, should he go talk with them? It depends. If he's completely innocent, he probably has nothing to worry about. If he's guilty, so far, from the criminal defense perspective, he's doing everything correct. He's lawyered up. He's not making any statements because anything he says to anyone can and will be used against him, and it could be misconstrued, misinterpreted in any way against him. So he's doing that correctly. And most importantly, they do not have a body for Kelsey Berreth. At this point, a district attorney, short of a confession or the location of a body, could not bring a case because they could not overcome the burden of proof that they would have to show that Kelsey Berreth is actually deceased. No one can find her. I hope she's okay. Hopefully she just had a bad day and decided to take a little walkabout. I don't think that's the case in my personal opinion. I think something terrible has happened to her. I hope that's not the case, but I'm thinking that's what it is. But the district attorney, if they filed charges on this particular case, would have to show that she is in fact deceased. And without a body, without her injured in some way, there's nothing to show who is responsible for her disappearance. Mr. Frazee, it's going to be interesting. He turned over his phone. Phones these days have more information on them than most people could possibly imagine. Even if you think you don't have anything on your phone, it is collecting data, GPS points, where you shop. All that information can be obtained from the cell phone these days. So there's a 3-day gap from when Kelsey Berreth is last seen exchanging their one-year-old child with Patrick Frazee, and it only takes roughly 8 hours to drive to Idaho. It'll be interesting to see where Mr. Frazee can state where his whereabouts were. Now, understand, he doesn't have to prove himself innocent. They would have to show that he did something wrong. And to this point, they have nothing. If they had enough to charge him, if they thought he was the actual suspect, they would do it by now. They don't have enough. So, is he going to go around with a cloud of suspicion over his head until he cooperates? Absolutely. Or until Ms. Berreth shows up? Absolutely. If he did anything to her, from a legal standpoint, he's done everything correct. He's kept his mouth shut, he's got a lawyer, and he's not doing anything to assist in the investigation. So that's the straight talk, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. We'll be following this case closely. Have a great day.